Am I live? Am I live? I think I'm live. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Stacey Storino. Welcome back to my channel. This is the number one place for the more mature entrepreneur. You may already have a business model and you're running it. You know that you have to do at least some organic content marketing. At some point down the road, paid ads make sense too. But you're always going to have to do content marketing, or you'll end up hiring people on your team to do content marketing for you. But you're not going to want to do content marketing if it doesn't convert. So my channel is all about how to do your content marketing on platforms like Facebook and TikTok so that they bring you the 3 macro conversions you need for your business to succeed. More subscribers or followers, more community members, more people on your email list, and yes, of course, most importantly, more sales. If you don't have sales, you have a hobby, you don't have a business. So I'm all about making sure that you get into business mode and that you dump hobby mode and that you grow to 5 figures, multiple 5 figures, 6 figures, multiple 6 figures, and 7 figures. Some of my biggest clients are definitely well into the 7-figure range. One of them, but not the only one, is my family business, Joe's Dairy Bar and Grill. We have over 800,000 people on TikTok alone. And yes, it does bring them sales. Let me just see if any of my students are here. Hashtag live, hashtag replay. Even if you're not a student of mine, you can put hashtag replay. I'll give you some love and some thumbs up and stuff. Hey, Miss Heidi, what's going on? Heidi Mine is here. Marissa Parsons is here. What's going on? So I do have a big announcement to make, and I will make that in a second, but I just want to get some announcements out of the way. And then the announcements will help me move into the big news. And we will have a topic to cover today. Usually I have a topic that I'm going to train on every Wednesday. We do lives, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I post a replay unless there's a tech glitch. You'll get that. If you have any questions about content marketing in general or anything that we discuss on a channel more, on a live more specifically, even if you're on the replay, put it down below. I'll get to it, especially if it's within the first day or so of the live/replay being posted. I have students all across the world, thousands upon thousands of them. I've been a business coach and a content marketing coach since 2013. I've been an entrepreneur for well over 20 years. So I have been on both sides of the fence. I have students all across the globe. So my global students know if they have any questions to ask. But if you're new around here, I want to make sure that you know that you will get taken care of as well. Hey, Carol O'Neill, what's going on? How you doing? How are you doing? Hi, Miss Lisa Garrett as well. So hashtag live, hashtag replay. Be sure to ask any content marketing questions you like, even if it's on Pinterest or Facebook or something like that. My channel is going to go hard this year, by the way. And this is one thing I want to say, especially if you're new to me. I have a lot of more mature entrepreneurs, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. I have people pushing 80. I have 3 students that are all by now 79 years old apiece. They're all in America, but they're in different fields. So I promise you, the stuff that I teach you here is meant to be real. It's for people who live in a real life and you're running a business too. And it's advice that the more mature entrepreneur should be able to follow. Hey, Amy Lindblade. So I'm not here telling you have to post like 10 reels and 10 TikToks a day and crazy stuff. But I am focusing more on Instagram reels and TikTok because those platforms and those media are the ones that are really going to get you the best organic bang for your buck. You can do static image posts on Instagram, and if you know how to optimize them, they'll perform well too in both search and suggested, meaning they might get a good shot at being on the Explore page for a while. But really, Instagram Reels and video in general on Instagram is where it is, plus TikTok. And you can, if you're careful, save an Instagram Reel before you publish it to your camera roll. It won't have music and sound effects on it. And just share it to TikTok and make sure that you're using the sound effects and the music that are unique to both platforms. Your stuff will perform better and you won't get a content strike. But otherwise, I'm all about you repurposing. So if some people are like, oh, Instagram Reels and TikTok, that's too many learning curves. I promise you, after you've done like 2, 3, 4 of them, you're going to be like, they ripped each other off, which is exactly what they did. If you're a student of mine live or on the replay and you want to use this as an accountability group too, as I get into the announcement, the announcements and then the big announcement, you can definitely post that down below and we can all cheer you on. Carol says, have missed you in these lives. Changes coming in July, so I should be able to catch you live all the time then. Cool. Amy Lindblade says, I just make a copy of videos before I edit them for each platform. Absolutely. Absolutely. But what I don't want people doing, whether they have like apps that remove logos or not, is I don't want you to take like a finished published TikTok, for example, and then put it on Instagram Reels. I know people do it. You also don't know what they're getting in their inbox in terms of a content strike or a warning. The reach on their stuff could be dumbed down. Just be really careful. But that's not the main thing I want to talk about today. So pinned down below, and it'll be in my show notes regardless, on the replay, I put don'tbeafakeguru.com. If you didn't pick up my new opt-in, my new guide, it's like 10 steps to being viewed as either a true guru, like a reasonably believable guru in your space instead of a faker. Or if you're a products-based business and you're like, I'm not a coach, course creator, why do I need to worry about being a guru? You need to at least be seen as like a thought leader in your space. And if you're not some huge legacy brand that has its own gravitational pull, but you want to start building your own brand-based community, you do have to seem like you know what you're talking about, that you have your act together. So that's a free guide that can help you. You can also join my Facebook group. There's 2 additional freebies that's in there. It's free to join. Content Marketing for Conversions. So that's a Facebook group. You can go join that as well if you haven't already. And in the files section of that group, there's 2 additional freebies that are different than the other email opt-in. So you can get 3 freebies that can help you globally in terms of establishing your brand properly with enough brand authority to be taken seriously, because people buy from people and businesses that they know, like, and trust. So it's easier for you to get that know, like, and trust factor together if you catch those 10 steps. Planners Avenue. Hey, Planners Avenue. What's up? What's happening? Glad to catch you live today from Australia. Hey, love catching up with you in the Socialgram Facebook group on your last live. I am so glad too, my friend. Oh my goodness. I'm so glad, because I know I have students all across the world, practically every country on earth. And I know it's hard for me. I can only tend to go lives at 10 a.m. on Wednesday Eastern Standard Time. And then in the Socialgram Shortcut group, which is my Instagram deep dive course, you can find a link to it down in the show notes below. I go live in there for students only at 10 a.m. on Friday Eastern Standard Time. Then I have Funnel Dynasty. That's like my big mastermind offering, and that I might be opening up soon for more people to join. I know, Miss Melanie. I know. Everybody say hi to Miss Melanie Lees. What's going on? Okay, so let me do some quickie announcements. If you didn't grab the free email opt-in, you can do that. If you didn't join the free Facebook group with the 2 additional goodies, you can do that. For my popularity plan, people, you will get an email later on today with the updated May 2022 stuff, because I know a lot of people said, I got last year's, but you know what? I'll pay another $37. I want 15 graphics. I want 15 corresponding captions that are pre-written for me, and 4 emails that are pre-written for me, 1 scheduled for every week throughout the next month, which will be May 2022. So that's another announcement. That was not the big announcement that I'm going to make, but that leads into the big announcement that I'm going to make. Then I have my 15-minute planning session with you guys. We are going to talk about content marketing planning and just tips, tricks, and techniques that work good for 2022. We can talk about how to do it completely free or freemium. And then I won't be dropping an affiliate link, but the paid service that I would use if you needed some help. But let me just say, the May 2022 popularity plan will drop later on today. So if you need that, that's coming. I know I have quite a few of my students who do love that, because even if they don't otherwise have a team, they're just a solopreneur or they're just starting their businesses, they know that if they're not putting out content marketing that's well optimized every single day on the top 2 social media platforms that are most important to their niche, they're just not going to get seen. Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, that's a daily posting game. And the stuff that I give you for the popularity plan, for Facebook and Instagram, the graphics you can automatically use. They're fine. if you have the paid version of Canva or you have some sort of editing tool, you just resize them and boom, you can use the graphics as pins, and you can copy the captions that go with, say what you would use for Instagram and Facebook for social posts, and you could just use that as your like pin description or when somebody taps over the pin. So big announcement, then we'll get into the thing that we're teaching today. So I had polled a bunch of my students through email and also in the groups, like what kind of offering do they want to see from me that is pretty affordable that will help them. Sorry. And my popularity plan students, especially, but other students too, said if you did like a 5-day challenge that helped us to plan all of our content, our sales-based content and our relationship marketing-based content, both for the whole next month. If you could do that, because I have a problem with implementation, okay? There are even people who buy the popularity plan and they have a hard time even getting that out the door because they're just not scheduling things appropriately. But most of the students use it and they're like, thank God, because I don't have a team or my team's really small, so that helps. So I'm going to be, after I'm done launching the May 22 popularity plan itself, so that will start later on today, like this afternoon, Eastern Standard Time on April 13th. And the cart will close on Sunday, this coming Sunday. I'm definitely going to also launch along the way the 5-day challenge. And that's going to be, and you're going to have videos that you get to keep that will help you plan out the next May. So this is going to be stuff that will help you to plan out for the month of May, in this case, 2022, but I'll teach it in a way that's evergreen. So once you have the May challenge videos, that can help you this time next year to prep for May. So now let's kind of backfill into what I'm going to teach today, and that is content marketing planning. But before I do, there is one other video that I put out recently that I kind of think is a must see. Let me know in the comments down below if you saw it. I know a couple people did that are on this live, but on the replay too. It's the favorites list technique. So that's a video that I put out. What day did I put that out? It was a week ago. I don't normally put out pre-edited videos on my channel on Wednesdays because I'll do the live and I'll post a replay and that'll cover my base for YouTube. Monday through Friday, you see content go on here. It's just Wednesdays is when you have the live and the replay. So, but back on the 6th, you actually had an exception to the rule because this was so time sensitive, and I still think you can get bang for your buck out of it. So on April 6th, I put out a video. It was the favorites list on Instagram, how to increase your conversions. I think the video was all of 5 minutes and 46 seconds. It's one of the shortest videos I've put out. And there is screen by screen, click by click, so that you can see what everything looks like. I'm not generally the tech click by click channel, but I think Barney, my editor, did a great job with it. Let me know in the comments down below, live or on the replay, if you saw that video. And if you did, do you have any questions about that video? Because if there's something time-sensitive, new feature-wise that launched over the last week, for Instagram, that's huge because users can only get up to 50 accounts, personal and or business, in their favorites list. If they want a 51st, they can't have it. They have to take someone out. Now, while this feature is new, they're still kind of rolling it out a bit, so you may or may not have it yet. But as soon as you get it, I would duplicate the screenshots that I show you in that video, and I would put it out in your email list, and I do it on social posts. If you want to see an example, go to Joe's Dairy Bar and Grill's Facebook page, because they had a great way to lay out the post and a couple of comments that showed screenshot by screenshot the 2-3 steps people need to take to add your Instagram account, ideally your Instagram business account, to someone's favorites list. And the whole benefit of that is you are not getting back a chronological feed option. Not truly. It's not like you can toggle back and forth between the feed types like you might say on Twitter. Oh, Twitter. I know Jack Dorsey's gone, but still. But you're not going to get like that holistic feed option back. The favorites list will take those up to 50. You don't have to do 50, but up to 50 accounts, and it will prioritize their posts in chronological order to the top of your feed. When you've exhausted all that, then everything else will show up in the current default feed method, which is the algorithmic feed. That's how Instagram pushes out content that it wants to suggest, ads, and that sort of thing. If folks haven't engaged with your account in a while, but they are following you, they're going to want to do this, because then whether they engage with you a great deal or not, they'll see your stuff no matter what. So, and I also give you in that video, I'm not going to regurgitate it here, a reason why someone might want to do it, other than just to be nice to your business, or just because now they're going to see your stuff in the top of the feed. They know how that benefits you. How does that benefit them? If you wait too much longer to see that video, that's the second link that I put. So it's not the pinned one, but it should be right under it while we're live. Otherwise, you can look it up on my channel from April 6th. If you don't jump on that now, they're going to hear about it from a bunch of other places, and they're going to fatigue on it. And or they'd have to engage with your Instagram account a lot for them to see you. So this is like what you always wanted, but you do have to explain to people how it benefits them. So that video will give you the step-by-step, and it will also explain my thoughts on how to get your email VIPs and your social followers everywhere to want to follow you on Instagram if they haven't already. You may get more followers just from doing this alone, but also to prioritize you in the feed. Marissa says, will the 5-day challenge offer an option to bundle with the May popularity plan? That's part of the reason why we are pushing this off to the afternoon, because I'm trying to make sure that all the tech plays nice. If I can do it, then it's a lot easier, because I know a lot of you will get the popularity plan, and so it just makes sense to do it all in one funnel, because I use ClickFunnels, as a lot of my students know. And, that'll be like a great one-time offer, because usually you get the pack. If you want the sales pack, that's an offer. You can decline it, and usually you're done, right? So I might put in the third option. If I don't, I will launch it as a separate funnel for folks to get into, because also I was going to do that anyway, because also there's going to be some people who are like, I don't need the popularity plan as much as I need the implementation piece to it. So, and there will be a ton of PDFs to help you with May-focused marketing from now on. I also can anticipate a question from some of my students live or on the replay, so let me say this now. If you're a Frostin student, you don't need Frostin to deal with the 5-day challenge. There might be an element or two baked in to the 5-day challenge, but the 5-day challenge isn't like Frostin. That's different. Just in case someone was going to ask. So let's talk about planning from a 30,000 foot view. Live or on the replay, if you feel like being vulnerable and transparent, admit to me, do you tend to plan out your content marketing before you get into the month? Is it a couple of days before you get into the next month, right? Are you not doing any planning at all? Like, let me know where you're at. I'm going to take a quick drink so that my students on the live, and hey, replay too, please, comment down below and be honest if you feel like being honest. If you're really great at this stuff, you can share it too, and we'll cheer you on, because I'm going to tell you whether you get into the challenge or not. Just a couple of quick things that you need to be cognizant or aware of when it comes to content marketing, like planning out your organic content marketing. Just a second. Y'all can comment down below if you choose to. All right. Because here's the thing. What I have found. Oh, hey, the Art Hive Collective. Thank you for your leadership. I really appreciate it. The Art Hive Collective. Hi. And thank you for being honest, not really planning. Amy Lindblade says, not planning, always putting out fires. I need this challenge. Yeah, the challenge is going to be $47. You get to keep the videos for the life of the course, which is the life of my business, which is for the foreseeable future. It will be evergreen. So, like, I plan on doing, if this is well received, a challenge a month. And there will be a lot of things that are unique to the upcoming month. Because this is what I'm going to say up front. Number one, fail to plan, plan to fail. You've heard it before. You're probably sick of it. But if you don't plan anything out ahead, you're going to be running into a brick wall come the next month. And you're stuck with a business that looks more like a hobby. Maybe you'll get some sales. Maybe you won't. Maybe you'll be profitable. Maybe you won't. It's a lot easier to get to profitability if you plan, not just the content marketing that's relationship based, but the content marketing that's sales based. It's amazed me since 2013 on. I've coached people in a variety of business models. So this is not something that like primarily products based people are guilty of. Nah. Or primarily coach course creator or services based folks or influencers are guilty of. You all are pretty much in the same boat. And this is after 8 years of doing this. The first two kind of part time and full time after that. It's nothing to feel bad about if you're like not planning at all or much. You're normal, but the problem is that if you don't plan your sales and then working around that, your otherwise daily content marketing that's building up a community and it's relationship marketing, how are you possibly going to get the money you need for your business to succeed? If you were with me back in January and we did a live stream with a replay every single day, I did my 31-day reboot thing. I didn't do it last year because I had the big sick, but I've done it before. I know that a lot of my students were like, when I got to the point of saying the day where we talked about planning out like 2 sales promotions a month, it shocked me how many people were like, 2 a month? Like I could do 1 and some months I skip. And, you know, I'm products based. Don't we have like a summer slump and stuff like that? I don't want to take issue with other courses or other coaches when you're products based and they talk about a summer slump. I kind of feel like that's very old fashioned. I think that post 2020, so many people are well trained to buy and to go with the convenience of online, and people are doing whatever, whenever, however nowadays. I think a lot of like old patterns have been shattered. I think a lot of old tropes are exactly that. They're old tropes. I think that whether you're product space, you're a coach, course creator, you've got services, whatever, people have needs and problems they need to solve every single month. They have birthdays and life events every single month. It's not just the last business quarter. That's when everyone does their shopping. I think with supply chain issues, you're going to have a lot of people backing off and buying stuff and planning out further out in advance. And I think a lot of people are going to be DIY, staycation, local vacation sort of things. And I think if you're product space, you're coaching your services, people are going to be sticking closer to home longer. It may not be lockdowns, thank God, but I still think they're going to have needs. They're going to have wants. They're going to have birthdays, life events. They're going to have stuff they want to do and need to do all the time. So if you automatically are planning for a dull summer, screw that. I mean, that's not a good way to approach things. Now, for the 5-day challenge, I plan on doing the last week of the month, right? Yeah. So I'll sell the popularity plan through Sunday itself. And if I could get the upsell for the challenge in there, I will, Marissa. So you can do it all in one fell swoop. Otherwise, I'm going to sell the challenge next week, and we're going to do the challenge itself the last week of the month. Because I don't think the way I would have you do things, I don't think waiting till that last week is going to hurt you. You're just going to have to be very intentional. But the first tip I want to give you is you need to plug in at least 2 sales promotions a month. My 6-figure, multiple 6-figure to 7-figure students, and you can put Joe's Dairy Bar and Grill aside. I have coaches and course creators who are in that range. And I have product-based people that I know I've gotten to 6 figures and built above 6 figures. Several. And they're not all just jewelry, okay? And they're not all just makeup and skincare either, okay? Those folks are running sales promotions daily, weekly. Maybe they take a week off, so it's 3 promotions a month. 2 promotions a month, you feel like a business. 1 or less, you feel like a hobby. And it is very difficult for you to drive traffic to your business to do more business if you're not doing content marketing daily. So whether you get the popularity plan or not, I think getting the popularity plan would make things super easier for you, especially if you're a solopreneur or you have a very, very small team. But you don't have to. You can be creating all your own content and do plenty fine with 5 days worth of advanced planning, right? And or if you work better under pressure, if you cram over the weekend, but you use the 5 days worth of training that I would do every single day of the week for the last week of the month, you will be fine. But you have to go and ask your email list and your social following for money at least twice a month. It will be very hard for you to reach your financial goals by the end of the year if you don't do that. And I was shocked that people don't even feel comfortable doing that. But that's going to be a big piece of, planning. Even if you don't get the challenge, you have to plan for at least 2 sales promotions a month. Let me read out some of these comments before hey, Jacqueline, what's going on? Sorry I didn't catch you sooner. And by the way, if you're getting value out of this so far, please give this video a big thumbs up because it's going to push my notifications out to more of my subscribers while I'm live. So you're helping them. Forget me, I'm fine. But also it'll push it out more on the replay as well. So Jacqueline also showed great leadership and transparency and vulnerability. She said, not really planning. Heidi Mine says, my goal is always to plan out a month or more before, but I end up planning and implementing the week of or the day of. And that's a lot harder to do. I know some people pull that off. It's a rare person that goes, maybe a little bit of planning stays, but I'm otherwise great doing this every day. I never miss, or I almost never miss. But we're leaving our business too much to chance when we're doing that. And if you're an entrepreneur parent, and most entrepreneurs are, certainly not all of them, you're making it even harder because you've got the whole house, spouse, kid, worship, pets, plants, then whatever bootstrapping job or gigs you're doing, plus your business, it's too much if you don't plan. Even if it's just a week beforehand, it's too much. So Jacqueline says, I do not what's happening lately. I have not been planning, but my business is booming. Well, good for you. Customers are finding me on Facebook. That's really good, Jacqueline. Are you posting daily or at least close to it? I'm curious about that. Are you using videos more than static images? Because that will help. Hey, Lenore, she's in a different time zone today. Hey, Miss Lenore, what's going on? I know also that if you're doing Instagram Reels and you're sharing them to Facebook, at least right now, while that feature is new and Reels popping up on Facebook is still kind of relatively fresh, that's going to help you tremendously. I know, I don't do videos on Facebook. I'm not saying you can't do really well on Facebook. If you look at Joe's Dairy Bar and Grill, that's a 7-figure business. It's been a 7-figure business for the last several years. When it started on Facebook, Instagram, we've kind of been haphazard with YouTube, but TikTok, we've been a lot better. We've been driving a lot of traffic to our email list. We've been driving a lot of traffic to our business. We make thousands every week off social media inboxes like Facebook Messenger and the DMs on Instagram. You definitely can do it. And look at Jacqueline saying her business is booming. I can't remember offhand which business she has, but if anybody's scared to sell because of what's going on in the world right now, whatever that might be, or inflation or anything like that, I will say also very quickly, remember, you are not worried about the people. I mean, you can pray for them or send them loving kindness or whatever. You're not worried about people who are low income, middle class income people living paycheck to paycheck or barely. I always tell my students, when you're doing your content marketing, be bold, be expectant, because there is a very decent part of the world's population that is upper middle class and above. They're not living paycheck to paycheck. There's still a good chunk of people out there who have disposable income. And shrinking back and getting scared to sell, people are going to be like, well, there's not lockdowns and you don't have the captive audience that you used to. So 2020, that was an anomaly, blah. I don't think so at all. I think that 2020, if you look at any studies, surveys, polls, research that was done 2021 into super early 2022, you can see that a lot of people's spending habits, recreational habits, social and lifestyle habits have changed in a great, great way. And the way a lot of people shop is forever changed. They say if you do something for 60 days or more, you have a newly ingrained habit. While lockdowns for a lot of the world was way more than that. So, and the after effects and the aftermath of that, way more than that. So I'm telling you, don't sit there and stress out about a summer slump. Don't sit there and tell yourself that you can't sell. Clothing alteration, bridal, etc. Good for you, Miss Jacqueline. Thank you for sharing that. So I'm glad that you're doing that. So she's more of like a services-based business. Services are doing really well. Everything's doing really well. You need to take like whatever head trash you're feeding yourself, or you're letting other influencers feed you, and just take it out to the curb, because obviously you're not going to do well if you're not planning at least 2 sales promotions a month. If you're products based, it's easy for you to plan that for the coming month. We're getting into May, right? So, Mother's Day is an obvious one. 9 out of 10 businesses is going to have some sort of Mother's Day sale. So what is that to you? Is it a coupon? Is it a site-wide sale? What is it? But a lot of businesses say in like a summer month that it's not like a 4th of July sort of scenario. Maybe in August, what are we doing in August? Back to school doesn't factor in for your business model, your offerings. You can still have 2 sales no matter what at a minimum as a products-based business. I'll get to other business models in a minute. But you would have your signature product line collection or an evergreen product line collection that like about 10 pieces, not much more, that you could sell day in, day out. There's an evergreen need or demand for it, and or they're your best year-round best sellers. And you can have a promotion on that plus whatever holiday or seasonal collection that you're running. So no matter what, a products-based business can do 2 a month, let alone if there's like a major holiday that's important to your niche. Well, that's an easy theme for one of your 2. If you want more money, one of the fastest ways to do that, believe it or not, is to make more offers. I know it sounds like common sense, but when I ask people to push out to 3 sales promotions, that's where, especially if they're like a beginner, they're new to me, they get really nervous about, because they feel like it's too pushy. In which case I have to remind you, you're not running your business you shouldn't be anyway, out of a personal account. You may have an eponymous or self-named business, but a lot of my students, that's not what's going on necessarily, unless you're a coach, course creator, then maybe. And I'm going to get to you folks in a minute. But you want to not think of yourself as like, they're not following their Aunt Benwina on Instagram, and you don't have their email address because you're relatives, and suddenly you're bugging them every 2 seconds to have a Tupperware party. Those folks might be a little thrown askew that you're selling to them as much as you're doing. Or after the first ask, will you book a party with me? And they're like, no, you just keep doing it. Those people might want to get off your email list. Those people might be angry or thrown if you're selling at them. Hey, Bridget, what's going on? How's everything going? How's a new baby? I was doing it out to your name, but actually she's here under her business name, Personal Space Creations. So, you're a business. You're entitled to act like a business. So if you're going to have 2, 3, 4 sales promotions a month, averaging out once a week, anybody who's going to be upset or thrown by that, you weren't pretending that this was your personal account. So if they get on your email list, they follow you on social, whatever, and they're morally wounded and offended that you have a sales promotion 2 to 4 times a month, daily to near daily. Like obviously a lot of my 6-figure, multiple 6-figure and 7-figure businesses as students do, even products-based businesses, they get there. Even jewelry, how much jewelry can anyone sell? Guess what? 100,000 or more out of your house, out of your basement, out of your she shed. Give me a break. And yes, even now. So again, you're not worried about the people living on a wing and a prayer when it comes to your content marketing, when it comes to running your business. There's a lot of folks out there that are upper middle class to rich. They have disposable income. They have needs to shop every single month for themselves and for others, even if you're not selling consumable goods. And I'm not just talking about food, I'm talking about oils, I'm talking about candles, I'm talking about incense, makeup, skincare, anything like that is definitely a consumable good. Then everything else that you would sell if you're a products-based business is a collectible good. Let me jump back really quickly and get to my coaches, course creators. And if you have any questions in the meantime, live or on the replay, you can put it down below and I'll get to you. So coaches and course creators might go, well, I only have at this point one course. And Stacey, that's what I see myself doing for the foreseeable future. I'm lucky my course is evergreen in nature. People could use it month in, month out. There may be busier seasons to sell my course, as it is with any business, but otherwise, I don't know that I'm going to come out with, for the foreseeable future, another course or another offering. So G-Stace, how am I going to have 2 sales promotions a month? Maybe I need to push my course more actively at least once a month, and you do. But what am I going to do for the second sales promotion? My business model isn't there yet. It may never be there. I don't know. Fine, not my first rodeo on this. Go and be an affiliate for a product that either you use and or your ideal customer should be using, maybe in tandem with what you're teaching them. So that could be just as simple as, I have a student who does dog training. So she has her live classes and she is developing an online course. So yeah, technically she could have a sales promotion for each of those things every month and she'd be fine, but let's pretend she only had one. Okay, well, gee, what kind of leashes do you recommend that they use that you use? Well, you could be an Amazon affiliate. You could go through, another more local or boutique thing and get, an affiliate link from them. There's, you could just be driving people to an affiliate link. You're not selling the product. You're not selling the dog food or whatever, but you're getting a percentage of it. So maybe one week you're focusing on selling people into your course, and then another week, or you have a bye week where all you're doing is providing value. If you're only going to do 2 sales promotions a month, let's say, and you're a coach and you only have the one course, but then it's an affiliate link. Is there software that your people need? Are there physical products that your people need? Are there recurring services or software as a service that your people need in order to do whatever you're coaching them or teaching them to do from now on? My goodness, especially if it's a renewable or recurring expense every month, but they connected into that service because of you, boom, you have 2 promotions, income producing promotions a month. You could also have your own merch, even if you're an influencer. So maybe you're selling somebody into a sponsorship one week, an affiliate income thing the next week, and boom, you could also be selling people into your merch, your t-shirts, your water bottles, or whatever. No matter what business model you run, you can easily do 2 to 3 things a week. And if you have more than one sponsor or more than one affiliate link or affiliate arrangement to do, you could average out 1 a week, no matter what business model you're in. Same thing with services. Do you have stuff of your own that you sell that people need to buy every week? So once you've rendered your service, you put them into something where you're providing them with, lawn care products because you're a landscaping company, but you have your own in-house merch. Boom, you could do that. Or stuff that you recommend that they use every single season, and boom, you're an Amazon affiliate or something like that. Does that make sense for you guys? Let me know down below if you have any questions about it, if what I just said makes sense. So no matter what business model, you should be able to sell or have an income producing event twice a month minimum that you're going to put out to your email list. You're going to put out to your social following and stuff like that. Because if you're not making enough money, you're probably not asking enough Personal Space Creation says the physical therapist said I need to teach classes in elder care and how to organize all the stuff involved with it in my spare time. I know, because you and Darren have like 2 businesses between the 2 of you, but you've gained enough life experience. I've been coaching with you for at least 2 years now. You've been doing elder care from the minute I met you. You could have a mini course that you sold about elder care, because increasingly Gen Xers like us, Bridget, we're taking that responsibility on. My best friend, things blew up with her mother on Sunday, and now she's got to take her on, get her into assisted living, but she's also got to be very active for reasons I won't bore everybody with. But it's like that's a whole new world for her, and she's 51 like I am. Gen X is a sandwich generation. We're taking care of kids, maybe even grandkids, and then doing elder care disproportionately for our generation, like way more. So, and the good thing for you is with Gen Xers, we're still projected to be in our prime and earn our highest and best money for 10 to 15 years. Jacqueline says it makes sense. So even for Jacqueline, she might have a coupon good for your first alteration with her. You know, and she could, and she's getting people on her email list to opt in for that. And then, she could have 2 different coupons a month if she wanted to. A lot of people need their stuff taken in or let out depending upon what the pandemic did to them. And of course, more people are, getting married, more people are, getting prom dresses and stuff like that. So I'm telling you, every month of the year, really, even someone like Jacqueline with a service-based business like that, you could do. The Art Hive Collective says, I have to get all my artists on board to do a promotion. It makes it hard. Any sense? Okay, so explain to me a little. That's a good question. So tell me, you're a collective. What is your business model exactly? Because that'll help me to guide you a little more. Meaning, when you're a collective, do you rent out a space for them to come and do their work? Do you give them a space to come to do showings? Is it both? Is it something else? I'm going to take another quick drink because I get parched really quickly, folks. My longtime students know that. But if you have any questions about anything I've covered up till now, in the meantime, while I'm waiting for the Art Hive Collective to type in, there's a little bit of delay too when you do these lives. Let me know, type it down below, answer your questions and stop. If we're in a good place, I'll wrap up in a minute. Okay, now she's answered. Thank you. She says it's all online now because of COVID, but looking for a space. And I would definitely don't ever drop online, anybody. And if you're still late to the game about getting online, like 73% of people said they're really not looking to not shop online anymore. Not just for end of the year holiday shopping, like period. So if you're a little bit late to the game in terms of translating your business model into at least an online component along with your in real life or IRL, please do that, because we're not going to go backwards. I could tell you that right now. So when you say it's all online now, what are they doing online? Are you showcasing their work for them online? Like, what service are you providing? I'm sorry, I'm not your ideal customer. And it's, for whatever reason, I'll blame me. I'm not getting what your business model is. So tell me what your online version is, and then I'll tell you how to get people to opt in for a coupon, or at least, if not a coupon, if that doesn't make sense, they can opt in for a guide. Like with my don'tbeafakeguru.com, you're getting a guide, right? Because for coaches and course creators, I don't generally love you discounting your stuff. It's digital stuff. Your stuff has a value. Your time has a value. Yes, for all the business models, that's true. But coupons don't tend to, painting with a very broad brushstroke, translate out to more money for coaches, course creators, things like that. Product-based businesses, to some degree, services, free consultations, savings on your first session or treatment with them. That's different. That tends to translate well. Business models aren't all the same. So the Art Hive Collective says showcasing their work online. Each artist has a page with their work. Okay, and is that business model profitable for you? Well, you don't have to, you're already being very vulnerable and transparent. If people are paying for that, how big of a platform do you have, Art Hive Collective? Like, no, it's not. Okay. Okay, so, and it's hard, okay? Again, I'm not her ideal customer or their ideal customer, I don't know. But for all I know, this stuff they're cooking with gas, right? But they just said no. So, number one, I say this with love. Don't go getting into the physical world necessarily if you don't have proof of concept yet, or only like a friend or a family member bought from you. And this is advice anyone live or on the replay can take when you're in the entrepreneur to beginning entrepreneur, solopreneur space. Ignore this at your own peril, folks. If you're not getting proof of concept, I don't want you to necessarily double down and get into an in real life component. Now, for what the Art Hive Collective is talking about, I know that in the past, like physical, in real life, like showings and having like, a galleries can make money. But today, if you are going to launch a gallery and you're going to pay rent and you've got overhead on top of the overhead that you have in your personal life, and you couldn't get traction for the version you were doing digitally, or you didn't get much in the way of sales to ever be profitable, I wouldn't go and get a physical gallery unless you've got money to spend and it's fiscally responsible for you to take that risk. Because if you weren't translating out digitally, my worry is until you get proof of concept for a business model, going and spending more money will just drain you faster. Personal Space Creation says, question, is it like an Etsy but a smaller scale? That's fair too. So, but they just said it's not profitable anyway, but that's a good distinction. So Art Hive Collective, are people not just showcasing their work, are they trying to sell it? That's a good nuance, Bridget. I'm still going to say that even if they're not making much, if any, money, they're not really doing content marketing so well to drive traffic to that business to do more business. So Art Hive Collective, if you don't have the guide, 10 reasons why you're viewed as a fake guru and basically how to change that and get customers instead, go to don'tbeafakeguru.com. Get that guide. That's got 10 steps. And if you're like, I don't have all these 10 steps, unlock, that's explaining why you're not translating out well. One or more of those 10 items might not be there at all for you. I'm not saying it's a bad business model. I'm just saying if you don't have proof of concept, I would be very wary about going and pouring more money into it. I had somebody that was selling baby stuff. She was doing it online only. She didn't do that great online. But she was like, I need a store. People will take me more seriously if I have a store. And I was like, don't do it. Don't do it. Let's work on your marketing to drive more traffic to you electronically. And she didn't want to do it. She went and got a store, and the store bombed out, and she's out tens of thousands of dollars. If you don't have proof of concept, I don't want you going further off. It's like Marco Polo, or that game where it's like you're getting hotter and hotter, you're getting colder and colder. So I don't want you, you do whatever you want, but I don't want you going and spending thousands upon thousands of dollars a month for nothing. Unless you're rich and this is a flight of fancy for you, then have fun. But it seems art is hard to sell online. That's not true. That's not true. So it is more like an Etsy. Thank you, Bridget. I wish. Yeah, no, I know. We all wish, right? I was born into welfare and we were low income for years after that. So I did not have a silver spoon in my mouth. So here's the thing. Art can be sold online, whether it's one of a kind art creations, it's screen printed stuff, it's digital art, it can sell online. So Art Hive Collective, like where are you marketing from? Who's your ideal customer? Definitely get that free guide. It's free. And then you want to go into content marketing for conversions. So let me put free Facebook group content marketing for conversions, two freebies. Additional can be found under the files section at top of group feed. So that's on, yeah, and I put free Facebook group. Go get those three things, Art Hive Collective, because that's going to help you like really metabolize, because there's something in the foundation of the business model that you set up. The business model you're in is fine. And you want to sell no matter what you're selling and who you're selling it to. There always need to be that element, like I said earlier, of upper middle class and above. Upper middle class and above are happy to buy art for themselves or gifts for other people. You know, bridal shower gifts, housewarming gifts, you know, they're refreshing spaces. You know what I mean? So like, it's not hard to sell. I do have everyone from photographers to one of a kind artists to people who sell digital art. Um, you know, they can sell. So it's not hard. And they were selling 2013, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. They certainly sold in 2021 when people are locked down, they're laying low, they're, you know, they're nesting and stuff like that. And still, they're selling now. None of them have come to me behind the scenes and said, "Oh my God, Stacey, help me, I've crashed." So I have to ask you, do you have an ideal customer in mind besides simply upper middle class and above? That's a help. Do you, and besides a sex or a sexual identification, what do you have in terms of demographics and then psychographics? And if you don't know what psychographics is, go Google that term and you'll see that there's a difference between demographics and psychographics. So, super quickly, demographics is like the skeleton, you know, name, rank, serial number, like, you know, what generation, what sex or sexual identification, or, you know, do they have household, you know, what's their household income, what's their education, are they married, are they coupled up, do they have kids? Like that's all the skeleton of your ideal customer. Psychographics puts the flesh on the bones of your ideal customer. Why is that important? Because when you're creating content and the keywords that you use and captions and blog posts and pages on your website, the hashtags that you'll use were applicable, especially on platforms like Twitter and Instagram and TikTok. Those have to be custom crafted for people who are searching for art to buy. Okay. So it's totally fine if you want to be the Etsy and take a cut. That business model can work inside and outside of products, inside and outside of art. But what content marketing are you doing once you have that ideal customer avatar? This isn't busy work. This is like the way that you're going to be able to be competitive for keywords and hashtags that are niched, that your ideal customer is pulling up in search, drives the content that they're suggested algorithmically. Did you even know that that stuff was even applicable, Art Hive Collective? And Personal Space Creations, Bridget says, and I agree with Stacey, don't get a brick and mortar if you don't have to. Don't do it ever. Okay, I know Bridget and Darren, her husband, they have two different kinds of businesses that do separate ideal customers. And I know they're making it work very nicely with their brick and mortar, but I know, you know, Bridget would tell you they have flirted at, can we just shed the brick and mortar and get even more profitable? Like, we're profitable, we're doing fine, but if only we knew then what we know now, or if the tech, you know, existed then, or if people were shopping more online since they're doing in 2020, and they have zero intentions of completely going back to strip malls in the mall. So I think Art Hive Collective, if you're still with us, I think this is a great opportunity for you to not spend the money and not waste the bandwidth and, you know, whatever, and to keep running things through a website. But what are you doing to drive traffic to that website? And if you're spending money on ads and they're not converting, please don't spend money on ads right now. This is another thing I'll say globally, no matter what you're selling and who you're selling it to. I'm not against people running paid ads for things. What I'm against is somebody who starts sprung from the head of Zeus and will run ads. That's too early. Or you don't have proof of concept and you think your panacea and your cure-all is to spend money on ads. Generally not, because whatever's broken in your organic content marketing is going to remain broke while you're paying to shovel eyeballs at something that isn't working. And if you don't have a cohesive community, even if it's tiny but mighty, people are going to show up and go, there's tumbleweeds digitally rolling around here. I don't feel comfortable. I'm going to leave. So it does take a little bit of hustle and grit to get to even a basic foundation as a solopreneur, as a beginning entrepreneur. You can do it once you have proof of concept, meaning people are following, subscribing, they're joining your platform community. That's macro conversion number one. Macro conversion number two is they're getting on your email list. Macro conversion number three is they're buying. Even if it is just a trickle low and slow, but it's happening every week and our family members and our friends don't count. Okay, can we get people out in the wild to convert? Then guess what? You do have proof of concept, then you run ads, because ads will just make a failing brand, a failing offering, or a failing concept fail. Paid ads, rather, will just make a failing concept fail faster, period. Don't waste your money yet. Ads are great later. Amy Lindblade says, don't ever pay rent for your business if you can avoid it. Couldn't agree more. Contracts for business renters are generally horrible. Lots of times they are. At least you can quit online platforms at any time. Yup. Personal Space Creation says, if we didn't have to figure out how to move all our equipment to an insulated building at the house. I know, but it might be worth your time. Thank God you guys are profitable, right? The Art Hive Collective says it's a slow trickle. What is? The people who are following you on social, the people who are getting on your email list. If you don't have an email list, that's a whole separate problem for a whole nother day to discuss. You definitely need to subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And the last several lives could be very helpful to you. I do organize everything into playlists, and that includes on my YouTube channel, and that includes my lives. So if you just want to see the lives, they're there by year. And, then I have all sorts of playlists. Like if you don't even understand what Instagram SEO is, I have a 3 video. I always recommend it. My regulars know I do, but it's for a reason. That 3 video playlist is huge to help you rank any kind of post higher. Are you doing reels on Instagram, or are you just throwing down pictures, photos? Because I really hate to say it. Yes, you can optimize that stuff. My Socialgram shortcut students know, because that's my Instagram deep dive course. They can make stuff perform very well, no matter what format it shows up in. But nevertheless, reels are just getting explosive views. And if you know how to optimize those, it's not even you such an unfair advantage. But if you don't even know what Instagram SEO is, you need to see that playlist. If you don't understand why you have to use short form video content, even for art, which is a static image thing, you're just not going to get the algorithmic boost that the platforms will give you. In some cases, whether you deserve it or not, well optimized stuff, of course, will perform more and more often. I have an email list that's growing very slowly. Social media, the same. Okay, so again, I want you to really think about the bones, the demographics of your ideal customer, and then the flesh on the bones, which are psychographics. Lenore, you had a question above? How did I miss it? I'm sorry, Lenore. Your question didn't publish. It didn't publish, and I don't have anything held for review or anything like that. So I'm sorry. Could you ask the question again? Because it's not there. And what's your email opt-in, Art Hive Collective? Do we have a coupon? Do we have a guide about, trends in art for the season, trends in art for the month? Sometimes we can put out an email opt-in, and as long as it performs with little to no fatiguing, you can leave it up for a season, you could leave it up for a year. I don't want people formulaically like only having an opt-in that's good for the year and they'll switch it out the next year. Unless it's performing super well, then fine. But you have to understand analytics and what they look like, and a lot of people don't even have that. Lenore, I'm waiting on you. Archive Collective, I think please and please, everybody, my regulars and irregulars know this. Please do not ever have an email opt-in that says, opt in here for our free weekly newsletter, because it's not 1995. So if you're getting anyone opting in from that anachronistic, outdated crapola, well, you're lucky. Imagine if you had something that actually translated now. Archive Collected said, I tried a free 8x10, only one person. Nope. No, I can't see it, Lenore. I just said I can't see it. I'm raking through all of my posts, all my comments, I should say, on this. I just see you saying hashtag live in a different time zone. And then I come all the way down and you're saying, can you look at my question above? Archive Collective, you shouldn't be giving away something free. And if you're giving away something free, and it's not translating, that's not what your person wants. How about 20% off your first purchase? Anything lower than 20% will not translate well. You can Google why. This is not the gospel according to Stacey Storino time. Anything under 20% won't work. So if you're like, but that'll kill my profit margin, then you need to raise your prices. Yes, even with, inflation and everything. Again, we're only looking at upper middle class and above. If people who are struggling to scrape up money all year to buy from us from Christmas, at Christmas time, that's awesome. We love them. We pray their circumstances get better. I was born into welfare. I'm not being smart to me about this. And no, I'm not lying either. But we're really looking to sell to upper middle class and above. Lenore says, what is your suggested time frame for planning out? I know to work backwards from December 31st. Yes, you were with me back in January. I would not. This is, some people are like, I need to plan out longer than this. But when I'm planning out content, and again, I'll have the 5-day challenge. We will break down in a very cellular level why I would have you do what you do, the way you do it, and like the minimum time to push out. But quick and dirty here, I would really do a lot of your planning for, say, the month of May, no later than a week beforehand. Now, if you're a products-based business person and you're like, I need more lead time, like I know that Bridget the other day said that she's putting her Mother's Day collection up for sale now, then obviously you need to push back a little more. But for anyone else, no matter your business model, the least amount of time that I would plan things out for the next month is no more, no closer than a week beforehand. Okay. Now I know some people can shoot from the hip, and if that works for you, great. But in most cases, the more dependence we have, the more side hustles, gigs, bootstrapping we have to do, the bigger the home we have to clean, the busier our business is. Depending upon your business model, there's a lot of drain on your bandwidth and time. You gotta plan out more. You can't just go. So I would say no less than a week ahead of time. Really. And I would do it in 5 separate stages, but that's stuff that's going to be covered in the 5-day boot camp. The Archive Collective said 20% worked good when I did it for a while. So thanks. I need to get the artists on board. Yeah, but the artists are going to be more on board with the more traffic that you can drive, because it may be a stumbling block for you if they look at, say, your Facebook page and you have 100 or less people on it. If they're looking at your Instagram account and it's 100 or less people on it. You know what I mean? Like, how can you show them that you can drive more traffic to that business so they will do more business and you get your percentage for doing that work? Because it sounds to me, the Etsy kind of online platform kind of business that you're running, you're kind of doing the marketing for all these people. So, and that justifies your percentage that you get back. There's a lot of artists that say, I just can't be bothered with this stuff. So I'd be happy to let you keep whatever the percentage is that you're agreeing on. But are you marketing every single day on the top 2 social media platforms that are most important for your niche? That's not always Facebook and Instagram anymore. So that's why I'm saying, what's the demographics and the psychographics? So, and do you have content deploying every single day on social media? YouTube isn't social media. Once a week, 2-3 times a week for YouTube can be plenty. But Facebook and Instagram, if you're not posting at least once a day, you're doing your business a disservice. It's just not enough. You're giving your business like hobby-esque type exposure. And if you're like, well, I don't even have that many clients right now to showcase their stuff, like if I had 30 clients or 30 submissions, I could showcase a different submission a day. Sure, that would be one thing. And once a day is a minimum. Are you doing Instagram Reels to showcase these things? Are you putting captions in your Reels? Are you putting hashtags in the Reels? You have to put the hashtags and the captions basically for everything nowadays. Used to be a little different. Are you putting out content that talks about showcasing art, decor in your home, tips, tricks, and techniques? Because that's relationship marketing based stuff. When you're a small business, and you're not a legacy brand that's so big that you're going to get search and you're going to get traffic and you're going to get sales, no matter how good you are at relationship marketing or not, you can't compare yourself to like Sotheby's and stuff. Sotheby's is generations back, just like Gucci and all the other big brands, right? So when you are a small grassroots revolution, you need to have a community. They need to keep you top of mind. You have to work to not just have a bulletin board that says, here's my stuff. My stuff comes in green. My stuff's on sale. You're going to have a lot of that because you're a business, no doubt. But if you're not putting in relationship marketing type content, you're not a resource. So someone's not likely to find you. And if they did, they're not likely to follow you. So yeah, I could get that maybe you have a trickle of stuff coming. But people are like, what's in it for me? And it's not always just to buy your stuff. When they know, like, and trust you enough, they get enough deposits into the bank of KLT or know, like, and trust, then they're more likely to buy from you. Facebook and Instagram every day. I have 35 artists still trying to figure out Reels when I don't have the artwork on hand. Easy enough. How about a piece of artwork that you have in your home, unless you're the shoemaker who has no shoes? But if you have a piece of artwork in your home, why don't you do a piece of content that shows somebody the proper way to hang art, the proper way to, keep it clean, the proper way to frame it, what wall to put it on? Is it more, really, you got to know your own field enough and not just be myopic in the products, or myopic and products. Yeah, you need to improve because your business model can work. And I don't really know today if having a physical location is going to benefit you, especially for that business model. Once you're sufficiently profitable, if you want to do that, and it's a fiscally responsible risk for you to do that, because people used to go to galleries and have wine tastings and showcase stuff, and you could do press releases and stuff like that. That's fun. You can still have press releases for an online showing too. It's only available for a limited number of days to view and to buy. Urgency and scarcity can help you there as well. So, when it comes to art, if you can't think of 100 tips, tricks, and techniques that have to do with showcasing art in your home, maintenance of the art in your home, how about remixing art on the wall, repurposing art, gifting art, transporting art as a gift. I could sit there and think of 100 things if I had to. This is your business. You know it better than me. So yes, it is about a healthy mix of relationship marketing and straight up sales-based marketing. You're always going to have plenty of sales-based marketing on there. But if you're not doing relationship marketing, especially in the beginning, you've little to no proof of concept. You're not profitable or greatly so. You can't afford to hire team members, even independent contractors. Not only should you not be getting a physical location, not only should you not be running ads, you're clearly not doing enough relationship marketing because not everybody's looking to buy immediately or thought they wanted to buy. but they're thinking about rearranging what they already have in their house. And so they find a relationship marketing type reel and they're like, oh, wait, let me go navigate over to this person's account. Oh, they're a business. Oh, they're all about art, home decor, or whatever. Oh, I'm going to follow them. Look at all these beautiful videos. Look at all these tip, trick, and technique videos, inspirational videos, aspirational videos. This is a resource. I have to give them a follow or I'm going to forget about them. Right? And once they consume enough of your content, because clearly you're posting daily, as you say, there should be something that is going to, as long as they're engaging with your stuff, even in an algorithmic feed, they should see a lot of your posts. If they're reels right now, they're almost guaranteed to see your posts, especially once they give you a follow. You want to figure out reels, you'll do it in 10 minutes. YouTube, how to create reels step-by-step 2022. Boom, you're done in 10 minutes. It's not hard. And reels on Instagram can only go up to 60 seconds right now. Boom, excuses, gone. That's the kind of coach I am. I want you guys to have results, not somebody to just digitally spoon you and, oh, I feel better now. No. Are you profitable now? Because that's what we all care about. All right, guys, do you have any other questions for me? Lenore, yeah, I would say no sooner than, don't go any closer than within a couple of days to a week. Because otherwise you're already in the flow of that month. You're already sucked into the jet stream of that month. And now you're just struggling day to day to think about content to put up. And is it the proper mix of content? Did I plan out my promotions? Am I warming up the pizza oven so that I'm not throwing people ice cold at a site-wide sale, at a coupon, at a discount? I need a kick in the butt. Everyone does, but at least you are transparent, vulnerable, and willing to share Art Hive Collective. So make sure you go to don'tbeafakeguru.com, get that free guide. Make sure that you join our Facebook group because that's free too. Content Marketing for Conversions on Facebook. You'll join hundreds of people in there. That's a new group for me to put out. Because I had nothing but paid student stuff. So I figured I would do that. And so you'll get 3 guides total between going to those 2 places. And then maybe you'll join us in our content marketing bootcamp for the month of May. So we will be starting, we will be starting. We'll be starting on the 25th. And ideally, by Friday, if you're not done with all the content marketing that you're going to do pre-planned for May, you'll have the weekend to finish out stuff and get it all up and running. And we will have freemium versions to do it and paid versions to do it. And you're doing everything from scratch or you're getting the popularity plan and folding that in. No matter which way you go, it will help. So, but you got to get on the email list and or be in content marketing for conversions to get that notification. And that's it. So everybody's in a good place, it looks like, right? Lenore, anything else? Just going to make sure everybody's in a good place. All right. Going once, going twice. Make sure if you subscribe to this channel too, if you haven't, you're welcome, Art Hive Collective. This is what I do. I love doing this, and I've been doing it for years and years. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.